Okay folks, today we're going to test this 1964 Mercury AM/FM radio. This radio is designed to fit the full-size Mercury vehicles, although I feel like it, with little modification, it'll fit a 64 Comet as well. That said, you can find a 64 Comet AM/FM on my other listings if it hasn't sold yet. The model number on this radio is F4TBM. That's Frank, 4, Todd, Bagel, Mary. And real clean radio. You can see the factory ink stamp is still right here. The push buttons are real nice. The face is nice. It looks like someone tried to clean it or possibly touch up some of the numbers at some point. Another thing, I think this radio will also fit 64 Galaxy. The difference being the faceplate is black instead of like kind of a silver color, but I imagine you could tend to that if you wanted. Again, you'll see more in the pictures, but the connectors are intact, but the wires have been shrink wrapped back together at some point. No big deal. Everything's there. The case is very nice. You'll see top and bottom. Again, in the pictures you'll see more. And we're going to test it. I've put knobs on it just to test it because I can't test it without the knobs on there. There's no knobs included, but the knobs are the same as your AM radio if it's still in there. Anyway, we're going to test it. I have it on AM now, and I'll tell you before we start, my AM reception is pretty weak from about the center of the dial down. That's not the fault of the radio. It's like that with every radio I test. I live deep in a valley here, and the AM signal just doesn't come down. So keep that in mind. We're trying to pick up a couple channels, but there's just not much here. There we go. Oh, you probably can see, but the light works.
Demonstrations, but it's safe to say the majority of new cases are
9149. Let's go right to
vote before 1860.
In fact, it doesn't perpetuate anybody's bias.
Okay, I'm going to switch over to FM here. This radio is controlled solely by the push buttons as far as switching from AM to FM, so I think I have this one set all the way down here, so we'll start at this end of the dial.
Afternoon at 2 and again in the evening at 7 on night.
Up to 12 times a day as you start to get social this.
Anyway, real nice working radio. I'll show you all the push buttons work here. I guess we'll start on this side. I set it above each individual push button, and then I'll show you how to set one here on FM. Let's say we like this station. You just pull out on the push button, push it back in. No matter where we go, we can go right back to where we were. Anyway, if you've been looking for an original radio for your 1964 Mercury or possibly 64 Galaxy or Comet, don't miss this one. They don't come up for sale in this nice cosmetic and working condition that often. So don't miss it.